This is what family planning is doing to me.
I'm in my mid-30s, I don't have kids, I have to think about if I want to have kids, and it's driving me insane.
Do I want kids? I feel like this is controversial. Hey guys, Yui here. I wanted to do a short clarification video today. I was editing that first video that I uploaded and it was kind of sad. It was very raw, it was very real. It was everything I was feeling in that moment, but I was processing my own emotions and my own thoughts and feelings, and so it all just kind of came out jumbled, and I wasn't feeling great about a lot of things. It was just a lot of processing, so it was a little bit heavier than how I usually am. So I wanted to do a short follow-up video just to explain what got me to that point, because I think it's always important to be like self-reflecting and thinking about your future and evaluating where you are in life and where you want to go. However, the reason everything just kind of weighed on me the day that I recorded that video is that Matt and I had actually talked about having kids. And we've been married for, it'll be 5 years this year, and it's a while. I'm in my mid-30s, nearing late 30s at this point, so it's something that has been on both of our minds. And I hope I'm not alone in thinking this, but having children, let me preface this with, I work with kids. I volunteered with kids for years when I lived in Vancouver. I really like children. I have no issues with children. Like, I like kids. However, being the age that I am, having the job that I currently have, having things that I want to explore that I haven't quite done yet in my life, and then thinking about having kids, it is terrifying. And it kind of feels good to say that out loud. So the reason it's terrifying is it's not really kids themselves that scare me. It's that for me, if and when I'm lucky enough to become a parent, I know that I want to be present. I had a mom that was basically always at home. She taught piano, she taught from home, so she was always around. And my dad was also quite present in my life as well. I really felt like I had my parents in my life. I think I was extra close to my parents because when my brother and I were young, we moved to Canada together as a family. We didn't speak English, and we kind of had to build our lives from there, and we had to support each other in many ways. So I feel like that brought us a lot closer together. So if possible, I'd like to be a parent that is present and that has time and can make time for my kids whenever possible. But I also have a sister who is 11 years younger than I am. So I was 11 years old when she was born. I, helped change her diaper, and I babysat her, and I've seen at a very young age everything it means to raise a child. And by no means was this an easy process. I know how much energy, love, attention, time, and patience children require. And that's just what comes with having kids, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. However, when I think about having my own children, I can't help but feel like it's gonna rob me of my time. Now, I don't mean to offend anyone. These are just purely my thoughts and things that I felt in my own experience. This has nothing to do with anyone else's experience with or without children. But for me, giving up my time selfishly scares the shit out of me. I can't imagine giving the time that I have to spend doing whatever I want on the days that I don't have work or between my errands to someone else. So time is a really big thing. I want to give my future potential children all the love and attention that they deserve. And I just don't feel confident that I can provide that at this moment in time. And I just don't think it's fair to have kids because of my timeline or my age and rush it just because I feel like I should have kids now. But I'm also very aware of the reality that I'm not getting any younger. I'm turning 36 later on this year, and when it comes to childbirth, I'm getting older. Well, I guess I'm just getting older in general. I'm very aware that I don't have decades or, many more years ahead of me where children may be an option. And then it used to make me mad that I didn't have time because I'm like, well, this is unfair. But you know what? Like, I can get mad at that all I want, but it is what it is. So Matt and I discussed kids. You know, it would be like a few times a year we'd kind of just see where we're at on this. But this year we literally picked a date. It was the date I actually recorded that first video. But we picked a date to sit down and just talk about kids and where we're going with this, because we're just at a point where we need to make a timeline, especially for children, because, you know, biology is involved. This was a very hard conversation for me to have because talking about it was forcing me to confront the fact that I feel old, and it was bringing up feelings of feeling like it's just not fair that I don't have time anymore before I have to make these decisions. And committing to a timeline for having kids scared me so much, and it made me frustrated because I'm like, I don't know what a good timeline is. There's still things I want to do. I don't know if I'm gonna want them next year. I don't know if I'm gonna feel ready next year. It was just really hard, and I knew it was gonna be hard. But this is the thing about having a partner for life, is that, you know, he's probably the only person that I would be able to have that conversation with. It was probably very hard on him as well, to be honest. And it got really rocky for a second. We had some really tense moments, but we were able to really clarify why I was feeling the way that I did. And then, of course, we heard his side too, but I'm not going to speak for him. So I think our conversation clarified two really big things. One was that we were both interested in having kids, having that experience as parents, and having a family. Two was that the thing holding us back was the time restrictions and the things that we weren't going to be able to do. Matt travels a lot for work. He's also away many nights of the week to practice breakdance. And right now, there's no issue with that. So speaking on point number one a little bit more, we both want kids and we both want to experience that. That was established. However, if I'm being honest, I'm not like 1,000% on it, because I still have a lot of doubts and fears. I have a lot of just worries surrounding what comes with having children, and that's just me being really honest about it. This has nothing to do with how much I like kids. It's just I really like the life that I have now. I like the lifestyle I have now. I like the way I can spend my time right now. So when I'm very honest with myself, I can see myself being happy without children and carrying on traveling, making money, pursuing passions. I can see myself enjoying that. And then there's the other side of me that I can see enjoying having kids. I would probably dress them as little Swifties, or the experience of taking your kids to Disneyland, or surprising them with presents on Christmas. That kind of thing is really exciting, and they're things that I think bring so much joy. So when I think about all the things that I can't do once I have kids, it's a long list. But there's also a huge list of things that I can do, that I can experience, and probably amazing things that I haven't even thought about yet, that I just don't even know yet, that I could experience with children as well. So there are a lot of things that I wanted to try, that I wanted to pursue, that I still want to do, that I haven't yet. And so this portion is kind of what sparked that first video. If you haven't watched it, I'll put a link up here, so please go check it out. It's a little bit darker and heavier than the feel of this video, but it has some of my really raw and honest emotions, and hopefully you can relate to that as well. So here's what we decided. In 2025, we're going to seriously start thinking about having a family. So it is currently the start of 2024, so we were thinking about what we could do so that I feel mentally and emotionally ready and excited to have kids next year, and how can I prepare myself so I don't feel like I'm missing out when the time comes to have kids. And this was also a really hard conversation. You might have noticed, but I'm not super good at having difficult conversations. I think the reason these conversations can get difficult is because when you have to talk about what you need in order to feel a certain way, it can feel like you're being really selfish or spoiled or just ridiculous, if depending on what you're asking for. But this was not the time for me to shy away from telling Matt exactly how I was feeling and the things that were scaring me and the things that I thought could help. And another reason this was so difficult is it made me reflect and acknowledge all the things that I'm interested in, that I've wanted to do, that I still want to do, that I want to pursue or try, that I haven't done yet. And there are many things that I should have just started or done or tried a long time ago because it's been on my mind and I just haven't done it. And this YouTube is one of them. So I'm starting now. So on the way home after our conversation, I was feeling better in a sense. I was still very frustrated, but I did feel better that I had talked things through with Matt and I had a clear vision of why I was feeling the way I did and the things that I probably needed to do in order not to feel that way anymore. And then on the way home, I was just like, what if I just do a YouTube of doing whatever the f I want? And I'm like, what if I just spend a year doing and trying anything that I possibly want to, just to get it all out of my system and hopefully find something that I actually really, really enjoy and that I can pursue long term. And at the same time document it, because I can't be the only person feeling this way in my mid-30s. Just talking to my girlfriends, I have a lot of people who are around the same age as me and they don't know what to do regarding not just kids, but like marriage or jobs, where to live, what to do in the next 5 years. So basically, family planning with my husband led me to the conclusion that I was gonna do whatever the f I wanted for the year of 2024. So I have a whole bucket list of things that I wanna do in 2024. It's a bit over ambitious, but we're gonna see how much we can do. I'm just gonna fill this year with so much joy, do whatever I really want, just so I can be the best person going into 2025, so that if and when we do have kids, I can be the best parent I can possibly be. If you're interested in seeing that bucket list, please go and watch this video right here. Let me know what's on your bucket list. And also, if you feel even remotely close to what I'm feeling, or if you know someone that does, please leave a comment or send this video to them. I'd really love to connect with you. It can feel controversial to talk about having kids or not having kids. It can also feel selfish to push for what you want. And it can also feel difficult to try and find what you love or pursue what you want to do, especially when you're in your mid-30s. But I want you to know I'm gonna go for it this year. It's gonna be wild, it's gonna be crazy. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I hope I'm gonna laugh a lot and I hope you stick around for the ride. I'd love if you would like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah!